Welcome back to part 3. Oh, I forgot the second bit. One sec, back in a minute. Welcome back to part 3 of digging in the archive. So this is just going to be a little run through of the EQT section. Both me and my dad are big EQT fans. I'll not do them all, I'll just do a few. These are a consortium and they're a collaboration with Sneakers 76. So when the EQT came back in, what was it, 2000 and, I don't know if that says 16, it should be about 16 actually. Yeah, 2016, I think the EQT Equipment Support Running Guidance came back in 2014 or 15 and then had a really strong run. Yeah, they've got the consortium inner sole as well. Consortium inner sole with the shaking hands on it. And the materials on these, all the suede is so nice. You've got like fluffy suede, perforated suede, flat leathers. You've got like a bit of a textured leather for the actual inner sole, spare laces in teal, and then like a white, or it's probably more of a grey actually. Brand new translucent gum outsole, which is a really nice choice because in the darker areas you can see the gum, but on the thinner panels of it, it looks like a nice goldeny colour. We've got that little branding on the debris there, I don't know if you can see that. A fire shoe there. Even if you don't like EQTs, you can appreciate that colour blocking on there. Even just the richness of that teal, turquoise, whatever you'd want to call it. I mean, the standard pairs were always nice, but nowhere near as good as the consortiums. There isn't an order form in the pair. That's a nice Chloe. They were maybe a size exclusive maybe. They've got like a weird knitted mesh. It's like a peppered black and red mesh. I had these, I wore them for work loads. The thing what I always find funny with the EQT, I can never get on with the tongue. So it's like a wraparound tongue. So like it's one piece. So when you put your foot in, it opens on this side. That tongue then folds around and tucks in. But I find that they always seem to lean really heavy like that. Or I'm always like pulling the tongue out. It's kind of a cool design, you can see if you look at it that way, you'll be able to see what I mean a bit more. As opposed to the traditional centre tongue with gaps left and right, it kind of defeated that object on the EQT. Great cool design, and it kind of works. Maybe it's just because I wasn't used to it that I didn't like it, just because it's not like any other. Oh, these are a good one and all. So, my dad's a massive Micropacer fan, and these, again, when the EQT was really hot, Packer did a collaboration with Adidas. When they were on the hype, loads of shops got involved. But yeah, Packer did these. We've got two that Packer did. It's in 1984. Which I believe is when the Micropacer first came out. I should check that, but there'd be no other reason why that's on there. Or is that Packer's anniversary, because that's the 2014. Oh, so Packer did a collab with these for Adidas, meant that they did it on the EQT, but celebrated the Micropacer on the EQT. So that is basically an Adidas Micropacer colourway. What they just slapped on the EQT, you've even got the shiny silver, baby blue, red, really cool. And the red torsion bar as well. Get a spare set of white laces. There wasn't actually any branding from Packer on these. None at all, but that's quite common for them. We've got a few Packer bits and they never seem to brand. City series and a... yeah, you can see it on the paper here. So Berlin. Where's that? Wherever that is, Tokyo, New York and Rio, so 5 different pairs. These are the Rios. And the only way you can tell is they've got it on the tongue logo. They were all just one colour, all of these City Series. It's like a bit of a mustard kind of colour. I think 2014, so 11 years old, wow. That seems like 2 minutes ago since I was wearing them. These have got a bit of a fused kind of upper here as well. Good shape, really good shape. A lot of them have this like waffly kind of liner too, which grips really well with your socks. It's a bit like a microfiber, cut into like little small square sections, and that is great. There's no worse than when you've got a very good pair of shoes but the sock liner's really slippy on them, and you just find that your feet are just constantly bouncing out of them. What's this pair? Oh, really good pair. So as we were just on about the Packer ones, these are another shop collaboration. Adidas EQT support, highs and lows collaboration, HAL. Another consortium. Didn't come in consortium box, came in stand-and box, but another consorti. Lovely in the sole, that and all. They're about, colour-wise for me, on that is about perfect. Little touch of like emerald green, like a flat dark navy grey, burnt orange, red, speckled sole, mesh. It's literally a perfect shoe. They were from 2014. Yeah, really, I'm even going to get the other one out because they're that good. You get the spare debris, you get black ones to go with your black laces, white ones to go with your white laces. Depending on your preference, I'd always leave the white laces in, to be honest. Even them shape, colour. I'd say out of all the shops that did the collaborations and all the artists, for me, that was probably the best one. I think the Micropacer ones are cool, all the Packer stuff was really cool. For colourway, in general, good looking shoe, I think you're going to struggle to beat that one for the EQT anyway. And I got these from a guy in Manchester, Andrew Nadin I think he's called. I met him in Manchester one time and got these off him. I was looking for him, I couldn't find him anywhere, and I'm sure he did them for retail or something like that. Really good guy. So if you're watching, I think he's still into trainers. I've still got them. And I never wore them either. Because I swapped these with my dad for something when we were both going mad on the EQT hype. He couldn't get them, I managed to find them. So I leveraged them for something, I can't remember, I might have squeezed 2 more pairs out of him or something like that. But he really wanted these, and they were a 7.5. I was an 8 in an EQT then. So really, they didn't actually fit me. But yeah, we've still got them because they're a really, really nice one. I find with the EQTs as well, which is a typical Adidas thing, they don't really seem to rot. Nothing really seems to go cloudy on them, or even the suedes and the leathers never really cloud up. Everything seems to keep really, really well on Adidas stuff. I know they use a completely different rubber and the soles are very different and the shoe itself's very different, but it's not something that you have to worry about as much. Like all those 25-year-old superstars over there, I'm not worrying about them at all. They're just a traditional rubber sole and leather upper. There's not really that much to go wrong with them. As long as the rubber doesn't go stiff or it succumbs to a lot of high humidity, they'll be absolutely fine. One more pair of these. Oh, look at this as well. Old size bag from 10 years. When did they get founded? 2000, so that's 2010, 15-year-old. Paper bag and all. That's mad, I'm saying paper bag like it's a rare thing, but it is a rare thing. Yeah, old size bag. I kept that just for a bit of nostalgia. My finger. Little worker, I have and all. Get out, baby. Yeah. Be off your head, well. G-Units, a couple of people should remember these. These were a collaboration with 50 Cent and G-Unit from 2002, and I think it ran to 2004. They were bought from our local Reebok outlet. The whole G-Unit series seemed to do well straight away, and then I think they saturated the market with it. 50 Cent was so big then, that was the Bulletproof album, I think. Ah, it might have been the Massacre album. Is it?
Yeah.
It'd probably be Get Rich or Die Trying then. Yeah, it was Get Rich or Die Trying, bro. Sorry, that's the one that I was thinking with the smashed glass and the Gucci. Yeah. He's got like a Gucci fucking gun holster. Sick, really. Mad. Fucking mad. He must have been so young then on that cover. So me and my sister used to bang that CD over and over and over and over and over and over again. And in that height, I even had a 50-cent G-Unit massive watch, and on the front it like came over and it had a spinner on it, like a big wheel spinner, and I just used to flick it like that and it said G-Unit on it, and you bust it open and there was a watch on it. I fucking loved it. Whilst I was wearing a set of these as well. These are the mid version. Pretty good details, and do you know what? They were 60 quid back then, so it wasn't particularly cheap, but you're kind of getting a lot for your money. It was a full leather upper. You've got loads of suede on them. You got decent sole, and you got a fair bit of G-Unit branding as well. The branding on there might be something. I can't remember. Oh yeah. And then he managed to sneak a 50 on the back of the strap. And obviously all the G-Unit used to wear them to initially promote them. These are still brand new. UK 7. That's a cool shoe. Back then wearing some massive baggy trousers, and which is kind of what everyone's wearing now, isn't it? But wearing some massive baggies, a huge t-shirt, a new era cap with a proper flat peak, no like putting it under iron, shaping it nice for head. Flattest peak you could get, and it like balanced stiffly on top of your head. Yeah, they were a time then. A lot of people went mad for them. I put them on TikTok and I didn't think people would really know what they were, but a certain age group, my age group, out from like, gotta be 30 and above really, probably 30 to, what are you fucking laughing at? Gotta be 30 and above, yeah. Well, it had to be the 2002, 2003 that it started. So what were you then? Did you say you were born in 03 earlier?
I was born in 05.
You were born in 05, what? That's mad. So these are older than cameraman Will. So I'm telling Will, this is laughing, saying 30s. He's never fucking seen them before. Yeah, so anybody your age, Will, ain't even going to have a clue what they were. But yeah, if everyone started listening to 50, as like have a recent thing, 50 used to have his own shoe before you lot were born. And he had a contract with Reebok. But before that, Jay-Z had the contract with Reebok, which basically started the gates which were open for then 50 and G-Unit to get the contract with Reebok as well. Same Rick Ross had a contract for a bit. Yeah, man. They were a horrible high top thing. I think he did 2 pairs and they kicked him off because he said in one of his lyrics, "I'll die over these Reeboks." And it's a good track as well. He says something a bit nasty before that and then says that, and they fucked him off. Even though like, I'm not even going into the Rick Ross shit, but he's a fucking fake gangster anyway. So these are an old school RBK and all. We've not got loads of Reebok, but there's a bit knocking about. Dunkadelic. These are going to be old, but bought for full price at $69.99. No, they weren't. They were bought for, I don't know, I missed that big green 70% off, but they were bought for £21. Well, £20.99p. 70% off. The Dunkadelic must have not done too good in the day. Hey, it's alright though, you know. Above the Rim by Reebok. Do you know what? They're actually quite nice. I don't know if that's a player logo there, or if that was just their design for the above the rim stuff, but maybe not, because that's an AR, isn't it? A and R above the rim, so maybe it was just their logo. Everyone was fucking about then because everyone had crazy logos, didn't they, and stuff. Each individual player had their logo, didn't they? So maybe they were just trying to blend in with that and just follow in style of that time, because these have got to be early 2000s at least. It does look a bit like a 13, Will. Yes, you're right. I'll tell you what, one sec, we can compare that. 1 minute. Anything? Let's have a look. Oh, maybe a 12. It's nah. On the back end of the Jordans, isn't it? It's a bit like a 12 with the top, but then it's also a little bit like a 16, isn't it? With that like stitched panelling. Pretty cool though. Ooh, nice bottom too. Still icy, look at that. They've kept rate well, haven't they? Look how clear that is still. And it's really flexy. They'd still work perfectly now. You can hear him squeaking away. Yeah, I don't hate that at all. If anything, kind of like it. It's pretty cool, that. Oh, and if you take the fogginess, if I take the fogginess off that, it's like a pearlised blue colour, yeah. Look at that. The leather's lovely and all. Look at all tumbled in that. Even that patent leather on the toe cap's nice. Yeah, it's got to be their own thing, that above the rim, because it says ATR there and ATR there as well. They really went for these, didn't they? Really trying to hit Jordan back on them. Didn't do well though. They had a bit of a bad time, Reebok, bro. Shaq, he might have sold it, but Shaq owned a high percentage of it for the past few years. It was a huge UK brand which did amazing and boomed on like the Keep Fit and the aerobics era, which I think was late 80s, early 90s. And for like people over here, when we were big into aerobics and big into Keep Fit stuff, Reebok was the one. That's what they advertised on. And then running came about, and tennis and all of these other stuff which got popular. Reebok kind of got left a little bit. Adidas and Nike spearheaded everything, and Air Max was there and kind of just took over, and Reebok was once a British brand, and unfortunately just, well, I think they sold it out to America. It got sold a few times and passed from pillar to post, and I think Shaq was the last person to pick it up. I don't know if he still owns it, but it's a bit of a shame, being a British heritage brand, and they have some really, really cool stuff, but it's one of them, innit? I just don't think they ever got the limelight of what other brands tend to got. And then in all fairness, they haven't got the best lineup of silhouettes. If I asked you if you could tell me 3 Reebok silhouettes, no, you couldn't. Pumps. You've got a classic, you've got a pump, you've got a Club 74, you've got a workout too, but these are a pump from the early 2000s, limited edition one as well. These are great. So there's a lot. I'm surprised you knew what a pump were, actually, Will, to be fair. Sick. It didn't do that when I used to watch wrestling, so that must be a new thing. When was that, when you first started watching it?
Mid-2000s maybe.
Ah, okay, nice, yeah, so perfect. These, I think, are like 2003.
Yeah, pretty.
So you could still be wearing them 4 or 5 years later, easy. So, the Reebok pump, if I actually show you one of the originals, it might help explain it. Here we go. This isn't the original, but this is one of the original. Here you go, that's a bit of history about Reebok for you. So back in 1985, Reebok began making their first sports shoes in Britain. The original Reebok Classic was a soft garment leather sports shoe with a clean, simple design. Today we continue our tradition of innovation and originality. The style is instantly recognisable, others may imitate, but there's no mistaking a true classic, Reebok Classic, crafted in China. So I don't know what all that bollocks is about. But these are early 2000s again, so this is one of the original pump designs. So, energy return. Basically, here you go. So that's the energy return system. And you pump them up. So you have this part here. They're still working as well. That's sick. Even the ball's not sticky or anything, it's perfect. And then you used to have a valve. I don't know where the valve is on. Haha! It's the old release valve. So on these ones, when they adapted them, they put the release valve on the side of the tongue, so you pump it there. And you might be able to hear it. Yeah, let me pump it up a little bit more. Right, 1, 2, 3. It's like a mouse. But yeah, so on the new one, they put the release valve on the side, so easy access, but on the OGs, the release valve is on the back here, so you could probably hear that. I'll do it again. Look. I'm amazed that they still pump up like that. That's so good. Then it gets released out of there. So what that basically does is when you put your foot in it, you let all the air out of it. Once your foot's in it, it pumps air all around the padding of the shoe, which then tightens up onto your foot. So you get the perfect fit, you could say. And it used to feel like you were pumping it up and you were giving yourself energy back and you were bouncing on all that air, but really all it did was just fill your shoe up with air and made your foot fit more comfortably into the shoe. Yeah, they've kept in amazing condition to say they're 20 years old. And I think that might have been the number 2 or something. That's the original, that might have been number 2. But we've got quite a few of those. They were all bought from TK Maxx. Which was bought from TK Maxx.